Hi, fellow ghost hunter enthusiasts. Valicia here. Just thought I'd come on here and do a quick little update since we don't have a lot of interaction with our page. Um, Most of you probably don't know, but we all have jobs outside of this, so that keeps us fairly consistently busy. And I admittedly I'm not the best about uploading our videos to the site, which is kind of my undertaking. And again, unfortunately, I'm not that great at it. So I'm just getting on here today to just kind of see if there's anything you guys would like to see more of, less of, places that you want us to go visit that obviously within our means. We do, if you haven't noticed, have a favorite place to go, and it's mainly because it's so close to where we all live, and we seem to get a decent amount of activity even on our slowest nights there. Um, you'll see me refer to it as that little ghost town near Zion, and that's just out of respect for the property. They don't like people to go out there after hours when it's dark, and so we just try to be respectful. You'll hear us say the name obviously in our videos, but I just try to limit it as far as being written on our site. So anyway, that kind of is our go-to. There's also a place around us called Mountain Meadow Massacre. We enjoy going out there as well. I think the only unfortunate part for ghost hunting is it's pretty close to a fairly busy highway, and so we pick up a lot of the traffic noise, and we have received some EVPs and some responses to our equipment that we take out there. But again, it's for our digital voice recordings and things like that, it's a little bit tricky to decipher sometimes between the traffic and anything that we might be capturing. That little ghost town near Zion is somewhat similar, but the walls of the building do buffer the sound slightly, and we've just from going so many times, we've grown accustomed to the different sounds and what we're listening to, and what's a airplane flying overhead, what's a car hitting the rumble strips. Those things become familiar to us the more we go. And so that is another reason why we go there often. So that brings me to my next thing that I'm going to bring up. We're actually going to go out there this evening. If you haven't noticed, well, you haven't noticed because I don't upload anything, but Susie has not been around. She actually has moved up north to her home. And so I'm hoping, one of these weekends she'll be able to come back and we can get her back in our little ghost hunting adventures. But for now, it's Wendy, Stacy, my husband, and myself. And then every now and then you'll see our son Larson, but he's not around right now to go with us. So this evening we're actually going to be taking my mom. Her name is Irma. She's an amazing woman. I honestly feel she has some sort of capabilities of sensing certain things. I think things from the other side, or whatever you want to call it, spirits, I think are also drawn to her. She has a very kind and giving nature, and I just think that the spirits, just like living human beings, are just drawn to certain individuals and their energy, and she happens to be one of those people. So she has decided to go with us. She is a little bit nervous about it. We have taken her with us to a few other places before we really kind of got a little more involved into what we're doing now. So kind of in our fledgling state of the ghost hunting thing. But she did go with us to Ione. There's a place called the Preston Castle, if any of you are familiar with that. That place is pretty active. We have only been there with a group of other individuals, so I think it was a group of maybe 20 or so, and then they split us up into two separate groups. But that's kind of where she got her very first taste of ghost hunting. And she also got her hair pulled. So ever since then, it's been really hard to talk her into wanting to do any of these little adventures with us. But I think the more we talk about what we capture and we show her the things that we get, she's a little bit more intrigued now, and she feels safe going with us because we're getting familiarized with that particular location. And if I didn't say it, that's where we're taking her this evening, is that little ghost town near Zion. Um, Interestingly enough, and I don't know if there's something to this, I like I said, we all work outside of this, so our ability to investigate and to learn things on the side is fairly limited. Other than just watching ghost programs growing up and really being interested on what's going on the other side of life. It's we don't get a lot of time to learn about things, and so forgot where I was going. So this is going to be a cut because I suck at public speaking. Oh, interestingly enough, so I don't know if there's anything to this, but when we've gone to that little ghost town near Zion, there's certain times of the year I feel like bring more activity. I'd like to hear your thoughts if you have ever experienced anything like that, or if it's maybe just timing and I'm just overthinking it. But it seems like every time we've gone and it's during the colder, like winter months, it seems to amp up the activity. Like we're getting a little bit more play with the ghost equipment, our paralanterns, our REM pod. We have the little, like the little customer service ding bell, and that, has gone off a few times there. Whereas the summer months or the warmer months that we've gone, they're not as interactive. We tend to think we're there and we're not getting anything until we actually come home, and that's when we're discovering through our audio devices, like our digital voice recorder or camcorders that we have set up. That's kind of when we're going back and watching, and we're hearing the things that have been coming through, and we just didn't hear it audibly with in the moment. So again, it's not that we're not getting anything, but they just don't seem to be as interactive with like some of the equipment that we bring. So I don't know, I'm just kind of curious if anyone else has had experience with that, or if I'm just, like I said, overthinking it. But yeah, we're excited to get back out there. I'd like to go other places, but this one is just, it's convenient. We're familiar with it. Like I said, the sounds that we hear, we kind of are able to decipher between things that you're going to hear normally. I mean, there's cows, so sometimes they are going crazy for whatever reason. We've also thought there might be some things outside that are causing that. And yeah, it's kind of an interesting place to go. It's keeping us entertained, and we're always respectful of the grounds, and the work that people have done to keep it looking alive, even though there's no living there. So anyway, I just wanted to check in, let you know that if you're following us, which we don't have a lot of followers, and that's fine. I'm not doing this to make money. We're not doing it to be famous. We're just kind of doing it so people can see what all is out there, and what there is to experience. And if you've never experienced it, it's pretty amazing. And I wish I had more time to study it and do a little bit more, but again, working it's a kind of a downer when you're trying to do stuff like that. So anyway, just wanted to check in with you guys and see if there's anything that you'd like us to be doing more of, less of. We're, like I said, pretty new to the recording aspect and posting aspect of everything. And one thing our team is really trying hard to do is just remembering to be quiet and not talk or shuffle or make movements. it makes it really difficult when you're going through the footage and you're not able to debunk certain things because you don't know if someone was moving or you know, we've gotten in the habit of, like, if we move, we say something, hey, that was me, or hey, that was Stacy moving, or, you know, whatever it may be. So hopefully that's not too much of a nuisance when you're watching the videos. I know some of them can seem really long and drawn out. Our goal was to keep them as raw and unedited as possible. Maybe eventually that will change. When I have more time, I'll be able to add, you know, little texts throughout the video so you can kind of see what I'm talking about in the notes. There's a couple of videos that I'd like to get posted on our site that show a lot of activity, a lot of EVPs that were captured. The last video we uploaded shows a lot of orbs. It was, you know, kind of visually a little bit boring of a video because we were in the other room, but I thought it was interesting to see all the different orbs that were flying around. And if you're good with deciphering, you can definitely tell between the orbs and between what's dust particles or an insect, because those are in there, and they can be deceptive to some people and make you think that you're looking at an orb when you're actually not. Another thing that we've been trying a little bit more to do is if you're familiar with the Estes method, that is a method where one person has a radio, like a little AM/FM radio. You have your noise canceling headphones hooked up to that little radio, and then you are scanning the AM channels. And the thought is that you're scanning through these channels so quickly that you really aren't able to capture any voices coming through on any of the channels, because it's going so quickly through the channels. You're not picking up anything other than the white noise. And the thought is that the spirits can use that to talk to us, to communicate. And so you have that person with the AM/FM radio with their noise canceling headset. You can wear a blindfold. I tend to just like the person to go into either a different room or at the place we go, like we're going tonight, that little ghost town near Zion. There is a little room under the stairs. And so we have the person go in there, shut the door, and I have really good Bose noise canceling headphones. So they're using those, and then the group is sitting in the other room adjacent to that little room under the stairs, and we are the ones asking the questions. Now, the person in the closet with the AM/FM radio is listening to hear any distinct voices or noises coming through the little radio, and then calling out whatever they're hearing. So, you know, like the video I'd like to get posted here shortly, my husband was in the closet with the noise canceling headphones, and he kept telling us the word leave. He actually said it twice, and then he said, when he finally came out, he said there was something else he couldn't make out, and then it said leave now. And then he realized that what was said right before that was actually the same exact thing. So the spirit told us, leave, leave, leave now, leave now. And that was all he needed to tell us it's time to leave. So that's a cool method, because the person with the noise canceling headphones isn't able to hear what we're asking. And so when you're getting responses that are actually intelligent to the questions that you're asking, that's, to me, that's a good amount of proof of, you know, there is a spirit world. There are things that we can't see sometimes you can see them. You know, sometimes they want to talk to us, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they want to be playful, sometimes they don't. So it's just kind of interesting to be able to see all this evidence and know that there is something more afterlife. Now, what that is beyond, you know, people coming and harassing you and asking you questions when you're probably tired of answering, I don't know. But it's definitely something that has always intrigued me and has interested me, as well as the rest of the group. So Anyway, so we are trying to do that method a little bit more, and a lot of it is also with myself. I'm just trying to get trained in being able to decipher the voices coming through. I'm sure if you're doing ghost hunting, you probably have or have had the same issue as I do. I'm hoping I'm not the only one, but I have a really hard time deciphering the words. I can hear the word, I can hear that someone or something is saying something, but I can't always make out what that is. And so for me, I'm really enjoying doing that method so I can train myself to get better about hearing the different things that are coming through and the different words, and deciphering between the white noise and the voices and what they're saying. Some people are phenomenal at it. Some people are using kind of more instinct. Once they hear the word, they're using their instinct on, like, this is what first came to my mind when I heard the word, and that's fine too. I just would like to be able to, like, without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt, know what I'm hearing and be able to speak that vocally to the rest of my team, so they know that they're getting the responses to their questions. So anyway, that's another thing we're doing. And we just recently got a GoPro camera. I don't know how well it's going to work for ghost hunting. We actually, Stacy and I celebrated our 3rd-year anniversary earlier this month, and so we bought it for that. And this will be the first time we use it for or during a ghost hunt. And so that'll be kind of unique to see how it picks up the different sounds. If it picks up visually enough in the dark. This is the newest, I think it's the Mission 1 Pro. So it's supposed to be better in low light, but low light and no light are two very different things, I understand. And so sometimes we've had to use the little, like, headlamp lights near our camcorders or cameras when we set them up to record, just so we can capture anything visually, because we don't have, like, the built-in infrared or whatnot with some of these cameras. So that is another thing that eventually, money is always an object. So eventually, when we can get to the space that we can afford something a little bit better than what we're using, we're definitely going to look into some camcorders that are meant more for low light video. Again, this is a hobby. We're not making any money off of it at all. It's just a way for us to share our experiences with you. And even if that's only, 16, 20, hopefully someday we'll get a few more followers, but I got to kick my butt into gear and get more of our videos posted, because we do have a lot of really, really cool things that I'm just kind of sitting on because of lack of time. So anyway, thank you. That was a lot of talking. Hopefully I didn't put you to sleep. If you'd like to see more videos like this of me or the rest of the team, I'd love to bring them in as well and have them talk to you if that's something that would interest you. So if you like this video, like, comment, let us know what you're thinking, and then follow and share. All right, and hopefully I'll get a video from tonight posted with my mom getting scared. Thank you guys. Bye.